What's good, guys? It's your boy CS back with another one. In today's video, I am going to reflect on what's happened in the crypto markets the past couple of weeks, and see where we're really heading for really I'd probably say the next couple of months, because getting it out of the way, the elephant out of the way, just doesn't look good. And I'm not saying that short term, I do think we're going to get a relief rally. I do think we're going to get a bounce. But the longer term vision of this bear market, which really I should have stuck to my guns. And I kept saying October was going to be the high. I think everyone was pretty much aware of that. And the reason why I was saying it was going to be the high was because of these wave patterns here. They were flashing, and it was just humongous. It was a really, really big flash for this to occur. And so that led to me believing that this would be the top. Now, the damage that's been caused has actually been caused very, very quickly. And usually when things move that quick, that doesn't necessarily mean... I do think the market... I'm not going to say the full market is over. We're going to get a relief rally, and I'm going to see where we end up with this relief rally. Do we get an overextended relief rally? That's where I want to see where we get to. But the damage has been done. Now, when previous wicks move very, very fast to the downside, they move down in the middle of the first year of the bear market. So if the cycle ended last year, December 2021, and by November we did move down a bit, but slowly, and we still had this like sideways action, and then we just moved a bit more sideways and up, and then by March and April we had the full-blown bear market, right? And in terms of the previous bear market, we went a bit sideways before, and then we had a leg down, to be fair. But then it wasn't until March again that we started having that move down sideways. And that's why, just being at the end of November, we've moved way, way too quickly. And look, there's 4 red weekly candles. And that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, well, CS, the next candle has to be green. No, that doesn't necessarily... That's not what I'm pointing to. I'm just alarmed by the acceleration of how it moved. And if you remember when people were, calling for the same thing last year, when we moved down at such a steady pace, or even at the start of this year, and everyone was like, yeah, it's over, the tariffs and all this type of stuff. Well, we bounced back real quickly. And I'm just surprised of the higher time frames. Like this, for instance, if we look at this pink wedge that we're in, like we've always bounced off it, and we have come crushing through. Now, tomorrow, I don't know if we go straight up to 87, 88K. Anything is possible in crypto. It is crypto at the end of the day. Market makers like to play around. But right now, they're suppressing the price vehemently. And I mean that with no disregard whatsoever. This has just been an outlandish, disgraceful move by the market makers. Like there's people that claim manipulation, and really it's just a trend going down. And believe me, this is a trend going down. I believe in a trend. But this overextension from around 88 to 87K, that is manipulation of the finest kind. Like that is spot on manipulation. If we move on to like where we are, as in the daily RSI, like this is horrendous. We are at an RSI of 22. Now, what's going to happen is, and this is why I'm saying we're in a real bad spot for Bitcoin and crypto, and why I believe it's basically over permanently, as in the long term. Right now, I'm going to come on to the relief rally in just a minute. But for now, what I expect to see is like a bounce up, and then when this comes down, it's just going to go like this, and it's just going to destroy everybody for the next like year or so. Like, you don't understand, like this fast move up, let's say into March, like what we've just seen, April, March, whatever you want to call it. And then this leg down is going to destroy. It's going to go straight down to 80K. A little bit up, like 82, 83, 84, down to like 60K. A bit up to 65K, down to 40K. And then a bit more up to 50K, 60K. Yeah, start of the bull market. Down again, sub 30. I really believe sub 30 or around 30K is going to be the lows for Bitcoin. Maybe around 25K. That's just my personal view. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm surmising here. However, the long-term aspect of what's going on in the market and what we're printing is terrible for long-term traders. And you can see, like, when RSIs are like high, like this, like when they go high, right? They just move sideways until eventually they go higher, and then you go boom. And then eventually that trend ends and then you go down. We have just hit into like low territory just now on the daily RSI. This is the first lick. This is the first wave. The first wave, this doesn't matter. This could go all the way up here, right? It won't make a difference because when it eventually comes back down, even if it goes to like 30 or 35 or 40, that's going to cause a massive, massive move down, like a humongous move down. I watch this all the time, right? So I'm fairly certain that's going to happen. In the meantime, these wave patterns are roasting. So this is where the relief rally is, right? On the 12-hour, we've got a lot of divergences, like so many divergences. It's actually too hard to handle, where this trend, let's put it together, right? Since October the 9th, or actually near my birthday, 11th of October, right? Horrible birthday gift. But we went from 126K, 125K, all the way down to 80K, right? So that's 25, 45K that Bitcoin has dropped. What usually happens is when Bitcoin moves, okay, why are you messing about with me today? When Bitcoin moves from its top to its bottom, so we've got a 37% move, right? If we halve that, because usually corrections are like 50%, that would take us to around 19%, 20%, let's call it. That would take us to about 100K. So around here where there's like support and resistance, this will be like the next resistance zone. So if we look at 100K, or roughly around 98K, or roughly around there, we can see that'll be met by the daily 20 EMA. So that looks like a good rejection point, a good place to take a short. The weekly EMA, 100K, will be around the 50 EMA. And if that comes down to the 20 EMA, we'd hit 104K. That'll be the back test for the bears, and then they can get back in. Could this go lower? Yes, this could definitely go lower. Where do I stand? Like I said, temporarily, just based off the wave patterns on the 12-hour that are formed, the daily is ready to curl. Like you can tell already, it's just ready. It's primed to move now. This daily is ready to move. 8-hour, 6-hour, all green dots at the bottom are flashing. They're flashing ready for moves. 2-hour, 1 hour, the 1 hour. The lower time frames have already kind of gone through, but the medium time frames, like this 4-hour, this is asking for a big move up now, and that's where I am with it in terms of like where we're heading. Temporarily, I do believe that we are going to move up to around at minimum 88K, 89K, and the liquidation levels that are posted on CoinGlass in the private group.